But we are here, of course, this evening to talk about a truly epic rematch taking place November 15th, once again here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, live on DAZN. I mean, cast your eyes and your mind back to April, a night which had just about everything and surpassed even the wildest of our expectations. We remember the theatre when Chris Eubank Sr. arrived at the stadium alongside his son Chris Eubank Jr. as Conor and his father Nigel watched on from backstage. We remember the cinema of what the atmosphere was like in this stadium. The ring walks, shoulder to shoulder alongside their fathers, to their fathers' songs, simply the best and dangerous. And of course, all of that culminated in one of the best fights we have seen on British shores for many, many years. And I have no doubts, really, that the only two fighters for UK Fight of the Year 2025 who can dare to rip the trophy from Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn in April are Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn in November. So let's get straight to it then. The press conferences have always been fun, so let's hear from the fighters. Firstly, a quick word from Chris Eubank Jr. Chris, when you think back to April...
I'd like you to address Conor first. I think I'm just interested to hear what he's got to say.
Okay, as you wish. Firstly to you, Conor Benn. Conor, when you think about what happened in April, you always said it was the early runs that got you out of bed because you feared losing in this game. How has the reality been for you, and what have you perhaps learned about yourself since April?
Yeah, listen, I mean, it's always hard processing a loss. Nobody prepares to lose. You know, as fighters, we want to do our best, but ultimately we want to get the victory at all costs. You know, it's taught me a lot. It's taught me a lot about myself. I want to go back to the drawing board and work and learn, gain experience, and experience was gained. So no doubt, November 15th, you get a better version.
Chris, has your opinion on Conor Benn changed since the first fight, as a person, as a fighter? Do you respect him more than you did then?
What a crazy, crazy world we live in today. For my entire life as a professional fighter, I have been the villain and the bad guy. 14 years and 38 fights of people loving to hate me. But, you know, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but from what I'm seeing online nowadays and the interactions I'm having with, you know, people all over the world in the streets, I don't know if I'm that guy anymore. It's not just boxing fans that are approaching me now. It's little girls, elderly folk, housewives, people that really have nothing to do with boxing. And they are all, you know, they're all greeting me and they're all wishing me the best of luck. It's humbling. Now the funny thing is, if you speak to this side of the table, Eddie Hearn will tell you, as he told the world after the fight, that Conor Benn is in fact the people's champ. I mean, wow, that is, that's incredible. Conor Benn, you did it, huh, kid? The people's champ. You know, one thing I know for sure is that, you know, Conor Benn, he put on a great fight. He went out there and he did what I did not expect him to do. But, you know, I'm going to tell you right here and now, you ain't no champ. And you most definitely ain't no people's champ, so get that out of your head. You keep letting Eddie Hearn blow smoke up your ass and you're going to end up being even more of an embarrassment than he is. These men are not men of the people. They are pretending. They're pretending to be the good guys. Wolves in sheep's clothing, if you will. They will do anything they can. They will screw over anybody they can. They will cut any corners. They will break any rules they can to try and get ahead. Ruthless, immoral, and without restraint. These men are. They did everything they could to try and destroy me in this last fight. Contract breaches, fines, rehydration clauses, sabotage weigh-in, biased commentary and refereeing.
Oh my God.
The list goes on, it's endless. Even on fight night, they blocked my team from coming to the stadium for 30 minutes. And then when I arrive, they have security walking in front of my car, trying to slow me down and stall me as much as possible to make me late.
I've never heard so much waffle
It's okay.
in all my
You're
life.
going to hear a lot more.
No. I was,
You're going to hear a lot more. It's incredible the levels that these guys will stoop to. I finally get into the stadium. I get into my change room. I'm preparing. They're sending idiots to try and disrupt me in my changing room. We get through that. I go out there, outside these walls, and I win the fight. Now, after the fight, due to severe dehydration, I'm put in an ambulance and I have to go to hospital. I was actually so dehydrated that one of the toenails on my big toe fell off. It actually fell off. It's grown back about halfway now. But anyway, I'm in this ambulance.
Jesus, not a toenail.
I'm in the ambulance. And
You still got it?
these scumbags blocked that ambulance from leaving the stadium for 20 minutes.
By the way, this is an interest. Go on, keep going, because this is all being noted.
20 minutes.
Absolute waffle.
20 minutes.
Waffle.
Blocked in.
Waffle.
I'm laying there in a gurney, oxygen mask on, and the car cannot move. They will not open the gates to let us leave. Now,
Who won't open the gates?
Now, if this was a serious injury that I had sustained, that 20 minutes of being
Chris, I want to
locked in,
know who wouldn't open the gates. It's important.
that 20 minutes
You can't answer that, can you?
could have been the difference between life and death.
You talk shit, you do.
And while this was all happening, Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn are in here talking to the media, lying about how I had a broken jaw and that was the reason why I was going to hospital. Bullshit artists of the highest degree.
Chris, can we get one thing clear? Can you
Absolute
Can you
highest.
just confirm that you are accusing
Yes,
us?
I am accusing.
Matchroom?
Or yes,
Okay, say it.
you guys
Say
blocked
it.
me from
Say
getting
it.
out.
Say it.
You know, because
Matchroom.
Who else could
Okay.
it have been?
Go on, say it.
Why was I?
Say
In,
it.
why was I in an ambulance for
Say
20 minutes?
that Matchroom
Why was
stops
I
you from going to the hospital.
Why was I what? So you can try and sue me with your little lawyer?
Not at all. Don't worry about that. I think you're talking about the wrong guy.
Stop interrupting me. You're not even
Say
supposed to be up here.
Say it.
These are the levels.
You talk shit.
These are the levels of
You know, we stopped you from
degeneracy
going, your toenail was falling
that
off.
these people
Heard it
go
all.
through. Eddie, the last time you were up here, you were talking about how famous and popular you were, even more famous than me. Remember
No, that's
that?
impossible. You're the people's champ.
What? But you said it.
No, you
said you were
you're
even more
getting
famous
stopped
than
by
me.
grannies and children
I
who
am.
are throwing themselves at you like you're the Pope. It's
That's-
incredible.
that's absolutely
And even
true.
with half a toenail.
But
I can't believe it.
the fact
but that's
of the matter
interesting.
is-
the fact is,
the fact of
you're
the matter
telling
is-
us we stop your ambulance from
You
going to the
are
hospital.
a glorified desk jockey.
Desk jockey.
That's what you are.
Okay, that's interesting.
Living off of the back of hard-working fighters. That's what you are. So the fact that you can sit
Listen.
up here talking about how popular and
Care about
famous
how
you
popular.
are,
What I don't have
it
is
just
someone
shows you the
lying
level
about what
of-
happened on the
it just
night
shows
to
you
try
the
and gain
level
more
of
popularity.
ego and
about your
narcissism
weight
we're
cut,
dealing with here.
about all the bullshit you want to.
I don't need to make anything
You're
up. It's
playing
all
the victim.
documented.
You're playing
It's
the victim.
all documented. I'm not
and we
the victim.
see through you.
I won the fight.
Well done. We
There's
give
no
you
victim
respect.
here. I won the fight.
But don't
against
worry,
all
you
odds.
accuse us of stopping the
Against
ambulance to going from the
everything that
hospital.
you guys
we'll
tried
see.
to do.
We'll see.
You tried to destroy me, and you did not.
You're talking
succeed.
about we put things in place that you signed to do.
100%.
You
did.
signed.
You tried and you failed, and you're going to fail again this time. You
We'll
guys
see.
are going to do all your little tricks and do all the things you
Loads
can
of
to
tricks.
try and get
Like
in my
Paul
head
Daniels over here.
and
It's unbelievable.
derail me. It's not going to work.
We'll see.
Okay?
But you don't talk shit about things that you want
It's
to
the truth.
fantasize about. It's not.
I know the truth is
it's
hard
not.
for you to hear.
Listen, you've already accused us of stopping your ambulance from going to the hospital. That's fair enough. We'll see.
That's what happened.
We'll see.
That's what happened.
Okay, we will see, my friend.
Listen, you've never had a hard day's work in your life.
All right,
So I don't know
okay.
why you're talking to me.
And you've only had one.
You think,
and that was the last
you think
time.
a hard
Let me
day's
tell you, you're
work
going to have a real hard
is
night's
being-
work
is
on
being
November
in your,
15th.
in your multi-million-pound estate, writing up contracts to fleece fighters out of as much
We'll
money as
see,
you can.
Chris.
That's
we'll
what you
see.
think a hard day's
We will
work is.
see.
Or
Of your
flying around on
accusations,
jets to
you
different
shall.
countries,
We will see.
talking about how
You
great
talk
other men
shit.
are.
We see through your games.
You don't know about
Mr.
blood, sweat and
Popularity.
tears.
You don't give a shit about
You don't know
anyone
about
or
blood,
nothing.
sweat and tears. You know about
All
how
right.
to use people.
We'll see.
That's the man you are.
Okay, we'll see.
We will see.
We will.
Connor, quick one to you. Has your opinion changed on Chris Eubank Jr.?
I mean, take my hat off to him, you know, because you need a dancing partner, and he was that for me. Did I underestimate him? I did. I genuinely thought I'd knock him out in 3-4 rounds on my heart. You know, that's well, Chris, shut up, mate. That's what I genuinely believed. You know, so I underestimated him, but you know, he gave me one hell of a fight, and it was one hell of a fight. And yeah, I'm excited for next time round, to be honest, mate.
Well, let's hear from...
You know, this was the first time
After Chris.
in my life that I've ever seen a fighter lose and then go on some type of victory tour. This guy.
No, there was
This
no.
guy was
there
going
no,
to
there was no-
events.
there was no
He was
victory
doing
tour.
interviews.
Listen, we
was
were
buying cars.
Chris,
taking
no, that was your
pictures
car
with
that you gave
fans.
me. That was the 500 grand for your unprofessionalism that gave me
it
that
was.
car.
You flew over to America. You're taking pictures with people. Oh, I'm so grateful for the love and the support
blessed.
fans are
I'm
showing
blessed.
me. You're going on like you won. You do understand you lost, right?
Do you want me to finish?
He had all 10 toenails.
You do understand you lost, right? I mean, the
I was
illusion
ready.
of this guy.
Listen, Chris. The reality is,
breath-
while you were sipping food for a straw, I was back in the gym after the fight, ready for September 20th. Why was you not ready? We was locked in September 20th. So if you want to talk about a little tour, I was training. Meanwhile, what were you doing?
I was living life, my friend.
Exactly.
I don't
exactly.
dance
So what
to
you
the
just said,
tunes of any
stupid.
man.
What you
I
just
don't
said,
care that
stupid.
you were ready. For
Listen. I don't care. Ultimately, we fight November 15th, mate. And yeah, November 15th. It was supposed to be September 20th, but your unprofessionalism and your unprofessional team weren't ready.
I don't need to fight you when you want to fight. You lost. I don't need you.
No, it's not.
I don't need this.
It's not when I wanted. It's when everybody wanted. When Turk Al-Sheikh wanted. When the whole team had agreed and arranged for the fight to happen. You know what happens when you have an agreement? Do you know what happens? You know when you sign a contract. Do you know what that is?
I didn't sign a contract
Do you know what that
to
is?
fight you on
Do you know what that
September
is?
20th. I signed
Do you know what that
to
is?
rematch you. I didn't sign.
Do you know what that is?
So,
do you know what an
the date
agreement is?
now, the date is perfect.
But do you know what an agreement is? Do you understand?
No, I don't know what agreement is. What is it?
You're an idiot. That's why.
Yeah, all right, mate.
Okay, we'll certainly come back to Chris and Connor. Let's hear from the other faces here on the top table here, though, this evening. Firstly, to you, Ben Shalom of Boxer. An epic night in April, a big win for your man, Chris Eubank Jr. How do you honestly believe November 15th will compare?
Look, I want to thank Riyadh Season and Salah and the Ring for making this possible again. I think the first fight brought the popularity back to British boxing. It was the biggest night I've ever been involved in. It was a bigger fight after the fight, thanks to these two warriors, and it was a spectacle that demanded a rematch. It's phenomenal that we've managed to do it again in the same year, but this one will be even bigger. I think Chris Eubank Jr. and what happened and his story and the hurdles that he had to go through endeared himself to the British public like I've never seen before from a British fighter, and it really is the Chris Eubank Jr. show. I have to say, I'm so happy to see Brian McIntyre here in all the fights that I've promoted with Chris. That rematch against Liam Smith was the most focused, was the most dedicated, was the best Chris Eubank Jr. I have seen, and I think Chris will be doing it in even more emphatic fashion on November.
Congratulations, Bomac. I mean, the performance Terence put on against Canelo the other day was exceptional. So congratulations to you and the Terence Crawford team. Everyone, give it up for him.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Promoter Eddie Hearn, let's see how you get on here this evening. Despite the setback for Conor Benn in April, what do you believe changed about the way he is seen within the boxing world?
Well, just firstly, Jamie, obviously, just a couple of. You might just going to say
on, Eddie.
30 seconds about Ricky Hatton.
No, there's no 30 seconds.
Chris, 1 second.
You know the drill, buddy.
Chris.
You know the drill. I'm not going to sit here and listen to anything you say.
Okay. Then don't
I'm an arsehole, I'm a bad guy,
No.
I'm a this, I'm a
All
that.
I was going to do was say a few words about Ricky
I don't
Hatton.
want to hear
Okay.
any of
I won't-
your few
okay.
words.
Okay, I won't say anything about...
Let's move on with the press
Okay.
conference.
You're an
I don't
arsehole.
want to
You
hear
talk
anything
shit.
from you.
You get what's
I'm going to
coming to
speak
you.
over you for as long
doesn't
as it
matter.
takes.
You can do that.
We know
Anyway.
the drill. Let's move on.
Okay.
You know what? I want to talk about something else. Forget Eddie. I want to talk about the British Boxing Board of Control. And more specifically, a man by the name of Robert Smith. This is the big boss behind the scenes, the head honcho, the man with all the power that controls everything that goes on in professional boxing inside of the United Kingdom.
Jesus.
This guy's a big deal. He really is. Now, this idiot allowed a room full of media and cameramen into my private weigh-in the day before the fight.
Is this when you were sabotaged
And the
again?
time that it took to get these people out contributed to me missing the weight
Chris, you turned up over an hour late.
and getting fined 500K.
You turned up over an hour late.
He let Conor Benn fight in gloves filled with horsehair, knowing that was a direct breach of the contract I had for this fight. On fight night, he personally escorted an arch nemesis of mine, Billy Joe Saunders, to my changing room to disrupt and try and ruin my preparations for the biggest fight of my life. So, and then afterwards, he gets into the ring and is trying to shake my hand and congratulate me. I mean, the ball's on this guy. It's viciously clear for me to see that this toad is nothing more than a puppet and a pawn. I think he is in the back pockets of Matchroom and Eddie Hearn.
Another one that's got it in for you.
Absolutely.
You are so unlucky with everything.
So unfortunately, just another scumbag in this
Oh, wow, you're calling the chairman of the British Boxing Board of Control a
underhanded industry
scumbag.
we find ourselves
The
in.
mask is slipping, Christopher.
It's unfortunate. Now, continuing on from that, the board, the British Boxing Board of Control, they opened several investigations into some of the things I did in the lead up to the fight. No investigations, by the way, into why my ambulance was stopped from leaving the stadium for 20 minutes, but I guess trying to find out why I was talking about being in a sauna before the fight is much more important. Anyway, the board have graciously awarded me with a multitude of fines over the last 6 months. And my question is, where is this money going? You know, the Boxing Board of Control, they're supposed to be supporting the foundations and governing the community of boxing in Great Britain. So in my eyes, the money that I was being fined should be going to the community, should be going to kids that can't afford equipment. It should be going to local gyms. The money should be going to fighters who have suffered injuries, medical bills. But as far as I can see it, that's not happening. The money simply seems to be lining the pockets of fat cats on the board, like Robert Smith. Don't worry, Ben. It's okay. And you know, it's sad to see. So I'm asking you guys, the media, to shine a light on this situation and find out where is all this money going? Because it's not going to the community, I'll tell you that now. Just food for thought.
Well, let's hear from the training teams as well, quickly. Firstly to Bomac and Asel Diagaz as well, down there at the end of the table. Bomac, as Chris said, congratulations on a wonderful victory with Bud Crawford over the weekend, but back involved in Team Eubank for this fight. When did that all come about, and what do you think of this man here, Conor Benn, as a challenge?
Well, first of all, I just want to say thanks for, this great event. I'm happy to be a part of. How it came about was just by a phone call, and after I watched the first fight, and when they called for the second fight, we tried to get together for the first fight, but the timing wasn't right. When they called, it was a no-brainer. So I'm just happy to be here, be a part of a historical fight.
How much better do you believe your man, Chris Eubank Jr., can be in this fight?
Well, I'll tell you what, and this is no knock on them over there, I believe it's going to be a little bit easier this time. For the simple fact he already got his number. It's hard to get away from when somebody already done beat your ass. That's hard because it's already stuck in your head.
They said I'm too old, Coach. They said I don't want it anymore. They said I'm washed up.
Hey, they're going to find out.
That's right.
I have just been informed in my ear, a special message from His Excellency Turki El Al-Sheikh, who says that Eddie Hearn is more popular than Chris Eubank Jr. because he has his own Netflix documentary.
That's good news. Chris can watch that tonight. 6 episodes.
Yeah. We all know about that, how you're postering me all over your trailers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The guy that doesn't deserve to be here and you're using me in all your trailers for
I know.
It's okay.
You made me a lot of money in that
One thing you're not going to do is promote that
One thing was amazing.
at
Got the
my
People's
press
Champ.
conference. So
got 6 episodes, 5 hours of work.
It doesn't matter how many episodes
you
you
can pull your plonker
you're
off in
still
Brighton
gonna
all night
be
to that. You'll be loving
a
it.
scumbag promoter that uses other fighters
blocks ambulances,
to propel yourself
blocks ambulances,
into the limelight.
Loses toenails.
You're so famous. You talk more than your fighters do. Look at you.
That's my job.
Conor hasn't said a word. You're the only one talking.
I'm bored listening to you about Robert Smith moaning like a baby as the mask slips.
I'm talking,
Jamie,
because otherwise if I don't
talking,
talk,
be quiet.
You sit and
you
talk.
shut your mouth down there.
And nobody wants to hear you talk. No one wants to hear about it.
It's out now. Enjoy the episodes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
No one's going to watch it, mate. Good luck.
Trainer Tony Sims, a quick word from yourself. When you think about the game plan, Tony, what perhaps didn't go to plan in April, and what do you believe will be different this time round?
Yeah, look, the fight was a tremendous fight for the fans. Both boys put everything on the line, and it was a great fight, and I believe, and Conor knows this, that he's got to make adjustments to beat Chris the next time. But I believe that Conor's got it in his locker to do that, and I think he was too much emotionally involved in that first fight. I believe that there was a lot of firsts that happened to him. Obviously, first fight up at middleweight. As we know, he's a welterweight, and it was his first fight at middleweight. First time topping the bill in a big stadium. And obviously his first loss, so, he's got to overcome that and he's got to make these adjustments. But I believe that he will do that. And I believe that he will become victorious this time.
And for you, Nigel, as well, albeit it didn't go the way of your son, what were your overriding feelings and emotions when you left Tottenham Hotspur Stadium that night?
I was actually all right about it. Chris put up a good fight. But to me, that was Conor at his worst. He was winging punches in, throwing them left, right, not even thinking about what he was doing. Everything that we practiced for the 12 weeks of training, he didn't do one thing. Absolutely one thing. And he had him hurt so many times, but yet he kept on showing all the punches that he was going to throw. And I thought to myself, mate, that wasn't even a real Conor. But I'm glad that he done 12 rounds with a middleweight. And the funny thing about it, we all keep saying that, we made him struggling with the weight, but Chris is IBO middleweight champion. He fights at 160 all the time. The last 4 fights have been at 160. So why are we all saying...
Not with a rehydration clause, though.
Struggling at the weight. But you understand...
Ben, he didn't miss the rehydration clause. He missed his 160 weight. Why are you even up here, bruv? I don't even know why you're up here.
Conor.
No, but I genuinely don't know why you're sitting up here.
What are you famous for?
I don't know why you're sitting up here. It ain't about that, bruv. I don't even know why you're sitting up here.
What are you famous for?
Ben, not the time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know what it is. It's just like, all we got to do, wait for November the 15th, mate, and we see the real Conor. Not running away, not lunging the punches in, taking his time, doing the best that I know that he can do. That just went the real Conor. And that's why I'm happy that he done 12 hard rounds, and yet he had him wobbling about 3 or 4 times, but didn't know how to finish him, because the occasion got to him, and he went in there. What got in Conor's head, he kept on saying, I'm going to take his head off, I'm going to take his head off. If he'd have said, like, you know what, yeah, I'm going to box him, he didn't. He went in there thinking, I'm going to take his head off. And that reminded me the same when he fought the French guy, Paynard. Just want to go in and take his head off. Winging the punches in, I thought, oh my gosh, he's not going to win this. But I didn't come away like, you know, upset. I just cuddled my son. Didn't say a word. And the funny thing about it, the next day we went in the sauna, because Conor's been giving me grief. He said, mate, if you took care of business, I wouldn't have to do this. So then we got in the shower. I've got to tell you this joke. We got in the shower and I left the door open. And he started
sauna, Dad.
The sauna. He said, mate, why are you leaving the door open for? And he was really moaning at me. I said, shut up, you loser. But we both burst out laughing, because at the end of the day, we know that this.
It was a little bit too soon, Dad. It was like day after the fight.
Yeah, I know, but you give it to me, though, didn't you? You said if I'd done the job, you wouldn't have to do it. And you lost. Now you've got to go and put the record straight, mate.
Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, don't worry, mate. I'm going to keep reminding you that until you get that victory.
Conor, what can you fix? What must you fix?
Listen, I had a beautiful camp. I had a great camp. You know, I worked extremely hard. I've done the best I could on the night. It was a lack of discipline on the night. You can't prepare for the occasion, the emotions. It was my first fight back here in 3 years. It's just experience gained and lesson learned, you know, for me. But ultimately, I gained more discipline, more calculated. Still with that ferocity and tenacity, but just, less emotion.
You told Chris to bring his winter coat this time. Can you tell us what you mean by that?
Oh, well, we thought it was going to be a walk in the park. And I know that's the only reason why he's taking the fight, because there's plenty of names in his division. At this stage of his career, if he had ambitions of winning a world title. So, you know, if it was going to be an easy fight and it turned out not quite so. That's all I meant by that.
What was the difference between the pair of you, Chris, in your own words? What was Conor's undoing in April?
What was his undoing? I'm a better fighter than him. They keep talking about weights. He hasn't fought at welterweight for nearly 4 years. How many times did you hear Terence Crawford talking about the weight divisions he's coming up, fighting Canelo, who's fought at light heavyweight? And there was no rehydration clauses in that fight. So it's pretty embarrassing the amount of times that these guys consistently talk about weight. It had nothing to do with the weight. I am the better, more experienced, more dedicated fighter. That's why he didn't beat me, and that's why he shall not beat me in November.
We'll see.
How do you do it, Conor? How do you beat Chris Eubank Jr.?
Less greed. You know, when I had him hurt in there, I mean, he's going to say I didn't have him hurt. When I thought I had him hurt, you know, I was just too greedy in there, looking for the headshots. Game plan went out the window. As soon as I hit him in the third round, it was a matter of, it felt like I was always one punch away from closing the show. And I was looking for that one punch, you know, and yeah, he looked vulnerable in there. He looked vulnerable. So at some stages he looked old, and you know, I was too busy going in there trying to hurt him over getting the wins.
What makes you laugh, Chris, when you hear that?
Old and vulnerable, and this old man's talking about he wobbled me 4 or 5 times.
You just got to watch it. You just got to watch the fight. You just got to watch the fight. At no stage did you hurt me in there.
The delusion of these guys.
Well, just watch it. It's not delusion if you can physically see it, Chris.
It's breathtaking. It really is. You know, yes, you caught me with a few shots. Was I out on my feet?
Mate, you was in hospital for days sipping food for a straw. Well, that's what you were doing. So stop all this silly talk.
When you
was in hospital, I was in the
severe dehydration. You have to be treated.
Okay. How much did you weigh then? Listen, that's what you guys agreed.
That was nothing to do with your performance.
That's what you guys agreed. You guys agreed the 10
Regardless of what was agreed.
We said, well, regardless was agreed. Well,
Everyone
your team are
knows
idiots then, aren't they?
that the
Because
reason
that's what they
I was
agreed.
in hospital was
You see, my team have my best interest at heart. They obviously don't yours, because if that's done that much damage, you'd bring it up now. Why not bring it now? You wanted to talk about it. It wasn't even a topic of discussion, Chris.
I'm not here to talk about
well,
it. That's
exactly.
you guys.
So then stop moaning about it.
Please.
That's you guys.
Stop moaning about
I'll
it.
let you guys moan about
Oh,
it.
we're good, Chris.
I'm here to fight.
We ain't moaned about it once. All we hear is you moaning, Chris.
I haven't moaned about
I
it.
feel flattered that you've brought a new trainer in. I feel flattered that you've brought Bomac in. Because I know you need it. And he's a great coach. You're a great coach, Bomac. And I've got love for you, mate. But you can't polish a turd. Apologies.
One sentence prediction, Conor. Just finally, one sentence.
Listen, ain't a final prediction. I ain't going to go in there and try and render him unconscious as much as I'd love to. I'm going to go in there and do the best I can with what I can and be disciplined in there. For me, that's experience gained and really use that experience and the lessons learned from the first fight.
And for you, Chris, final sentence. What happens in the rematch? How do you do it?
Again, the parliamentary will be the procedure.
The master.
Up, Chris, didn't
The
you?
master will be the matador. This man will be the bull.
Thank you for
I'll
your
be
TED
holding
talk,
my
Chris.
flag
This has
up.
been a pleasure.
He will be running around that
You better
ring,
sting
trying to employ all the new techniques. And I don't want to go out there and wear my heart on my sleeve and wing my punches, so I'm going to box and we're going to have this strategy. All of that stuff is going to go out of the window as soon as that first little right hand connects on his chin. And after that, we're going to have fun in there, baby, like I always do. The procedure will be parliamentary. You guys will see.
Okay, a fight that truly sells itself. The demand through the roof already. Tickets on general sale tomorrow. Set your reminders at ticketmaster.co.uk as we bring the fighters. Hold on to your hats. Face to face once again, Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. And we also welcome to the stage Dr. Rakan Al-Arthi,